I have a problem with the strong black woman character, and I am sick and tired of it. It has been a trope that has been used in media for years on years on years. And I made a video a month ago titled, "Why Are Black Women Written One-Dimensional?" And I think as well with this trope, this also makes a black woman in media one-dimensional. Why does the black female character always has to be identified as strong black woman when why can't black women in media, why can't we be soft? Hello all in the land of YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. My name is XLizandriaX, and today's video is kind of just more of a off the dome opinionated video, but still trying to spread some of the knowledge that I know to you guys and just kind of having an open forum. Of course, conversation is welcome down in the comments below. We can have a conversation about it, and I'm open to all things. But let's just go on and get into this nitty gritty about it, because I believe that the strong black woman character is even a topic in the first place, because I stated before in a comment that I was in one of my comments before, I think it was actually with the black woman, black girls, why are we written one-dimensional video, that media often reflects society, right? And I think we know that. Whatever we see in the media, that's how society is. And media just simply puts what we see in our society. And I've said this before, anything like 99% of the issues that we have in the black community, most of the time it's always going to date back to slavery and Atlantic slave trade and everything in between. It's always going to date back to that. And if we look back then, remember they would operate and cut black women open a lot of the times because black women, in the eyes of the white man, black women felt no pain. And I think that is honestly the root of a lot of things. I remember seeing also a picture. I'm now getting a little bit off topic from that point that I just said, but it's still a point. But I remember even seeing like a photograph of a black woman sitting on her bed in her nightgown, tired. Now, her face wasn't shown, but in the picture, you could feel the exhaustion and the stress of that black woman, because black women each and every single day when we walk in our daily lives, no matter what we look like, someone could also try to put us on the strong mentality. Black women are also noted to be the most underpaid people. We are always at the bottom of a totem pole, because at this point, it just feels like we're not even people. We're not people. And obviously we are people. I know that. But in this society, is like we're non-existent. It's like we're not even there. We're the backbone for a lot of things. And even in my own personal experience, I'm just going to say very briefly, I feel like in a lot of jobs I've had, I've been a backbone. I've been quite a bit of a backbone to a lot of jobs I've worked at. It feels weird to know that being a backbone at a job, especially like me being a black woman, is not necessarily a good thing. And it says a lot about the society that we live in. Like on the surface, someone telling you, well, oh, you keep us together, or you're holding the glue together. On the surface, it may sound good, but especially with a lot of the racial things that we have in this country, if you look deeper into that, I think that's saying a lot more, and that's saying a lot of things that we just don't genuinely talk about. That's saying that because a black woman is strong and she, like I said in my last video, she ain't gonna take no mess. You know what I'm saying? She's strong-willed, and she's gonna do what she gotta do. Because as black women, we have to do what we have to do in order to even get the bare minimum. To even barely get the bare minimum, we got to do what we got to do. We have to make things shake sometimes. And I remember when people told me, like, please don't leave us. I worked a couple of jobs. And like I said, I've been the backbone at certain jobs. And when I left those jobs, because, of course, they didn't align with me anymore, I was getting sick and tired of that place or whatever, knowing that I've been a backbone kind of feels weird. Like in the very, very beginning, when I didn't think about it so deep, I was like, oh, wow, I can't believe I was keeping the place alive or whatever. Like, I can't believe I was the backbone for this place. But when you look deep and you look very deeply rooted into it, it's a lot deeper than what the surface level of, like, oh, I remember when I had worked at this job, and when I was leaving, one of the ladies told me, she said, honestly, I'm going to miss you because you're the only one who knows what you're doing in here. And it shocked me. Like at the time I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow, I can't believe she would say that. But the more and more I looked at it, and not necessarily saying that she was being rude or mean to me or trying to come off as rude, but if you look deep into it, I'm like, wow. And this is, I think I saw a phrase one time, it's like, black women really do make the world go round. Like, if black women was in charge of a lot of things, this is why, because we have to go out of our way to make things shake. So I actually want to give an example of this because I feel like you guys probably could work better with an example. So I had worked at this one restaurant job as a host. And when I first started working there, the base pay was $5 an hour plus tips. 1 year later, my manager, who was my specific host manager, gave me a 75-cent raise. And then he left the job maybe about a couple of months later. But after he had left, what happened was the company did a overall raise on hostesses. So instead of a $5 base pay plus tip, it was now $6 base pay plus tip. And I was still getting paid $5.75. And mind you, I was the longest standing host at the host stand. And I was confused when I had found out the information that some of the new coworker girls that I started working with, I was like, okay, well, you getting paid $5 an hour. And they're like, no, I'm not. I'm getting paid $6 plus base pay. And I was like, what? So I immediately brought this up to my managers and said, hey, I am still getting paid $5.75 and I've been working here longer than these girls. Where is, when can I get my raise? Because that's not fair, especially if I'm training all these girls at the same time. Most of the girls that started working there weren't even black either. I was the only black person at the host stand. So I brought it up to my new manager and she was like, oh yeah, let me talk to this other manager about it. If it's not the general manager, why are you talking about it to another manager that has nothing to do with our department? And I brought it up to her literally twice a week. She's like, okay, I'll go check with her. No, go check with our GM. Stop checking with the other server manager. Server manager can't do nothing for me. And literally I brought it up every single week. Twice a week, I would ask her, have you talked to our GM about it? No, but let me talk to the server manager. Why are you talking to the server manager? You have no business talking to the server manager about my raise. If anything, you need to be talking to our GM. Because when I had gotten my raise from $5 base pay to $5.75 base pay, my old manager for the host stand actually talked to our GM about it. That's what you're supposed to do. Talk to the general manager. Don't talk to just other manager. Talk to the main general manager about giving me a raise. And I'm telling you guys right now, I never ended up getting a raise. Yet, I was the longest host working there. I was working there for a long time, and most of those girls had only been working there for 2 months and was getting paid more than me. And none of them were black like me. Yeah. So when we're coming to the strong black female character, it shows that black women can't be soft, because the reason why systematically or societally we can't be soft because the world is so hard to us. But that doesn't mean a black woman can't be soft, that we don't deserve to have the same things that other race of women have. Of course, there is a different pressure and a different perception on us, but that doesn't mean that we still can't be whimsical. We can't be soft. We can't be nerds. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we have to be harsh, strong, and head focused or headstrong about something. And there's nothing wrong with being headstrong and head focused about something. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just like, we are tired of being strong. I know, I don't know. I'm not speaking for all black women, but I've seen stories on TikTok and Instagram where black women are just like, I'm tired of just being strong. I'm tired. And even when it comes down to media, even if it is just a black female character, that character is probably tired of being strong in the white space or whatever space she's in, even if it is a predominantly black space that she's in on the television show she's playing. And she's tired of being strong. She wants to take a break. She's tired. She wants some rest. But it's like the world won't let up. And I feel like a lot of black women, like I said, personal opinion, we carry a lot of the world on our shoulders. We carry so much of this world on our shoulders because the world's just not nice to us. We have to constantly think about our safety, what we're doing, where we're going, how we're perceived, and to make sure that no one can even think about something in the slightest. But we already know when it comes to hair, skin color, no matter what, there is an automatic perception on us. Automatic perception. And it hurts to even think that we have to think like that all the time. I remember also seeing a study as well that Black women just have the most stress out of everybody because of the weight that we carry so much in society. And I feel like, as with like white counterparts or any other race as well, don't carry the same stress as a Black woman because of what we deal with in this country, especially if you live in America. It is so much in this country that we got to worry about. And then sometimes, not all of our Black men, but sometimes even our own men in our community still choose to disrespect us. So it's like, at the end of the day, do we even have anybody? And I think with the strong Black woman character, it's almost as if she don't have nobody to lean back on. She has to go home, go in her room, close her door, and cry the tears alone in silence. And I've had to do that myself. I've had to close my door, come in my room, and cry my tears in silence. Because it just feels like nobody's going to hear my concerns. No one's going to hear what thoughts I have, because I'm just another nobody. I'm just another person. And I do think that that's the issue, and that's my problem with the strong Black woman character, that she's just not allowed to feel emotion. And I think that's what people also think when we see these strong Black characters. They're not allowed to feel any emotion. Just be strong and block out anything that makes them feel any type of emotion. Just be strong. Just stay strong. Just keep going. Just persevere. But sometimes you get sick and tired of persevering. You get sick and tired of that. In my video about writing Black girls/women one-dimensional, I was also very passionate in that video, but people in the comment section have actually brought it to my attention that when I kept saying in that video that only Black women should write Black women. And I do want to clear the air on that the issue lies when white writers or anybody who's not a Black woman writes Black women, just writes us the same. And that's my issue. And I feel like because Black women, there's so many, like I said, there's so many different nuances to us. And I think because the Black woman experience is a core experience that a lot of us share. Of course, all of us don't have the same personalities. Of course not. That's not what I'm saying. But there is like an experience that we just feel at the core together, and nobody else will ever feel that but us. So that's why I think I was so passionate in saying it, but not because I can think only a Black woman can write Black women. And I know I kept saying it in that video, but I think anybody could write us. It's just like, but don't write us the same. That's where I have the issue. But I do have a problem with the strong Black woman character. I do have a problem with that because it just reiterates to society that Black women don't feel any pain. Black women aren't soft. We're harsh people. We're hard. And we don't know what it's like to have emotion. And I think that's what it's saying to society. And that's what media is putting out into society. And that's what society thinks they see in Black women, when that's not true. That's all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Especially subscribe. And I hope that you all have a great day. Bye.